Hey friends, hey family, my name is Skylent, and today we're going to be playing Black Desert Online. We're going to be playing it a little bit differently than what maybe you're used to, or maybe what you know of the game so far. Very much versus to the promotional material for most of BDO. Today, we're going to be showcasing how you can play as a pacifist, or all the different things that you can do in the game that's not just grinding or killing. Most of the game is focused on player versus player. Pretty high intense action, a big focus on combo action-based gameplay, and the game is bombastic, it's explosive, it's gorgeous, but there's a lot of beauty also in the slower paced gameplay. This is a sponsored video, and thank you so much Black Desert Online for allowing me to spotlight and reveal a lot of the features that are a lot harder to create a trailer for. I think all the players who really enjoy more of like a relaxing, chillaxed, more studious type of gameplay are going to enjoy this video and would very much enjoy jumping into or back once again down the rabbit hole that is Black Desert Online. So the first thing you're going to come across in any MMORPG is going to be the character customization, the character creator, where you have your persona, your avatar, and it's all going to come together. A lot of players get stuck here, probably longer than they should, but with Black Desert Online, some players literally never get past this page. A lot of people will actually just make tons and tons of characters. Now, why would they do it? Well, for one, the tool is intuitive, easy to use, it's fun. Literally click, drag, and sculpt a character that you want. It's fairly relaxing to try to make yourself make a different, varied character. Of course, it is a class-based game, so what is the most weirdest Shai you can make? What is the most true sense of that character, that persona? Or just try to make some famous person and try to, re-sculpt them in the game. But some people like competing in terms of artistry and in terms of popularity, because this game does have the beauty book, where, yeah, as a new player, you could just drag and drop, copy paste what someone else has done, but that also gives someone, popularity points. You can like and dislike, and you can see what is the most downloaded, you can see what is the most beloved, and you'll notice that certain names pop up a lot and highly ranked. These players are actually competing on this sort of soft leaderboard for character customization. Now, Black Desert Online's character customizer is well known to be freaking fantastic, but it's so good as a game, as a gameplay loop in itself, that they actually have the ability, you can download the character customization tool completely separately from the game. So if that's all you want to do, if that's all you want to use it for, yeah, BDO has you covered. Next up, actually launching into the game world, you will immediately be told by the Black Spirit, your little buddy, your little friendo, to go around and kill a whole bunch of things. And sure, you could do that, or you could immediately, right out of the gate, play the entire game as a pacifist, or at least a good bit of it. So life skilling is a huge aspect of BDO. A lot of players completely focus on it. The life skills include gathering, processing, cooking, alchemy, training, fishing, hunting, trading, farming, and sailing. And all of these are adventures in their own right. And the Shai, the new class, actually focuses on general life skilling and even starts the game a little bit proficient in a few of them. So I actually streamed over at twitch.tv/Skylent, and I tested, can you be a pacifist leveling through the game? And you actually can. You do level your character through like fishing or something like that. You do make seriously good money. And for those who like a slower paced sort of lifestyle inside of BDO, which is known for breakneck speeds and leveling and grinding, well, life skilling is definitely what you want to do to play alongside friends. And you can actually be a great boon to a guild or your party. And a lot of fun with also an aside to life skilling is going to be working with your workers, your sort of worker empire. As you play the game and do quests and you get your points up, you'll be actually spending them to unlock nodes. And those nodes allow you to send workers to different areas. Also, you're going to want to unlock the nodes, especially if you're going to be trading, though not entirely necessary, but for the full trading experience, you will. Overall, my favorite life skills in this game is going to have to be the hunting aspect. The fishing is really great to do, in between things as you're planning and plotting your machinations. And of course, the trading, though sailing in general also is going to work in tandem with a lot of these life skilling. So really, if you're just going to have a life skilling character, can you just life skill? Can you just play this game passively as a pacifist? BDO, the game with the crazy action combat? Yeah, you absolutely can play in tandem, in parallel with everyone else as a life skiller. Also, if you do want to actually fully enjoy all of BDO, you will probably have to do some killing and some slaughtering, some light genocide, in order to actually unlock, through questing all the different nodes inside of the game. Maybe there's some alternatives that I don't know about. BDO is such a big game, but generally, to fully experience BDO, you'll have to kind of dip your toes a little bit into everything at first, and then specialize later on. This game starts out a little bit more linear for a sandbox game, but overall, the potential is really quite spanning in the end. So now let's talk about something real quick called house decoration and investing. So a very small portion of the player base will really appreciate the investing portion here, but the house decoration anybody can do. Anybody can get any house, and in fact, you're very much incentivized for any amount of life skilling. You're going to want to have different kind of indoors areas, a different sort of processing and cooking tools, alchemical machines inside of your houses, which you might want to have in a number of different cities, and of course storage buildings and things like that. But you can also just, for funsies, just have a house, have a room, an apartment, whatever, and just kind of have it for fun, just literally decorate it. But if you have max decoration points, there is actually a leaderboard when it comes to this. By the way, there's actually leaderboards for all of the life skills, and overall, like there's just like a ton of leaderboards in this game for things that you would not even expect. But regardless, there is a very important and impactful leaderboard for house decoration. And if you are actually the most decorated house in any block, you can then invest. You become an investor, and you can play a whole like little mini economy game inside of the cities there with some gold bars and a whole ton of cash. Now, this one might not be too alien to those who watch this channel, but very weird to anybody who doesn't. This is called game capture artistry. This is actually a real-world job that you can do and a real-world hobby. Basically, think of it as digital photography and videography. This is where you can just play a game and you take really awesome screenshots. And in an MMO, which is so dynamic and filled with players and these massive worlds to explore, there is so much potential for epicosity, especially with Black Desert Online, giving you all these amazing tools for fantastic camera angles, built-in filters, and just they make it very easy in order to make this gameplay incredibly cinematic, or inversely, turn that cinematic experience of taking pictures and recording gameplay and make it itself its own game to be had. And that's how I've mostly experienced BDO, and hopefully you guys can appreciate that and the beauty, the gorgeousness that is Black Desert Online through this lens of a game capture artist. Just give it a shot. Turn off the UI, play around with some of the different filters, and have a blast. Throw it up on some forums, social media, and I think you'll quickly find how much of a fun game that it is in itself, just wandering around, just taking pictures. This next one is coming from a Reddit thread that I started asking, basically, what are the non-gameplay activities to do inside of the game? I know, weird inverse topic that we're doing today, and a lot of people gave some very strange answers, but one person, I can't believe I forgot about this because this happens in almost every MMO, but yeah, it's a favorite pastime of any MMORPG player, and I Am the Hunter responded by saying, well, what about server chat? Server chat's it's a big thing, isn't that? And it is. Right next to overall general roleplay, yeah, actually just using the game itself, which is a 3D world simulation. It's a game, there's combos, fighting, again, explosivity abound, and all these little gameplay loops that we were already talking about with life skilling. There's so much to do mechanically inside the game, but also just literally using it almost as an excuse, almost using it as a 3D representation of a chat system, a server, like a Discord, or forums like Reddit. Basically, using it just for the chat is completely and totally viable. There's many games where just going to specific regions or different channels for specific types of chat, just like you would different web pages or different subreddits, is totally a thing. And if you want to play BDO, a very cheap game to get into and have an engaging social experience, there's so many reasons why people are jumping into the game, and so many excuses people have to just kind of, talk about whatever. So yeah, I mean, that's completely an option as well. Next up is one that I love in any game, period. Whenever I was, first playing online games, I was a part of these glitch clans and these jump clans and these people that would go and get out of bounds, and they really push the limits of what you could do in the game and just really exploring the game space itself. And BDO has not only one of the most gorgeous, but one of the most spanning spaces to actually play in. So here I'm putting down exploration. Exploration is really big with my community, especially because we do focus on games like this, but Black Desert Online is one of the most fantastic games for this mentality when it comes to, obviously it is a sandbox game, so naturally it's part of the gameplay loop to go and explore. But BDO just has like so much cool little tiny set pieces to go and see. As well, the physics of the game being very action based. While you don't have to go around grinding because this is sort of a pacifist video, but you can actually utilize your abilities and kind of break the game a little bit to move around this space and just kind of check it out. Also, I love the fact that BDO has just a very subtle parkour system, being able to jump around and abound, and the mount system as well, getting you from place to place is very interesting. Even just the fact of learning different routes, how to get from one place faster than another instead of using the auto pathing. There's a lot to explore even in retreading old ground. And I just think it's a game that allows you to spiral around and gives you reasons to even come back to starter zones and rediscover and re-explore areas. It just kind of has me giddy. So while BDO might not be the most vertical game overall in terms of like literally scaling mountains, generally it's a fantastic game for the explorer at heart. Especially if you use, the knowledge that you learned from exploring in tandem with the life skilling and everything else. Maybe even the role play, I don't know. Okay, and I mentioned it a few times already, so let's just get it out here, throw it out. I'm talking about role-playing. Now, this is a facet of gameplay that I myself haven't explored too much. I did a lot of role-playing, not D&D quite. I made my own games myself as a kid, but I did that a lot, and when I play video games, I'm more of a mechanics, I'm more of a game breaker kind of player, but I know a lot of people love role-playing in MMO, and BDO gives you many tools to do that. Like I said, with the character creator, the house decoration, the level of exploration, and of course the server chat. The game capture artistry as well, what you can see in different roleplay forums and discords. BDO allows you to create fantastical or amazingly immaculate avatars or some grotesque monsters, whatever you want to do. It allows you that sort of player expression and that freedom, and then they give you the tools to further express yourself even more, even outside of the gameplay itself. So not only is this something a little bit extra that you could do that's not just the general gameplay loop, it's outside of the gameplay entirely outside of the ecosystem, yet somehow intertwines with everything else that we've been talking about, and then even further extends beyond what even is just the face value of Black Desert Online. And the last thing that I want to mention is going to be the questing and the conversation mechanic. Now, the conversation mechanic is the entire reason I put it in my top 10 RPG MMO list, actually. It's a fantastic tool to roleplay in your character and learn about the game world and the deeper lore that's embedded very deeply into the game. You got to go through the mechanics of the conversation system to really dive into it. Very Game of Thrones-like. I guess overall you can say the lore might be. I'm still learning myself, but there's a lot of character relations, and you literally learn about those relations and their relationship with the world and the deeper meaning behind it all, I guess, by talking to lots of characters in the world and gaining knowledge. You acquire knowledge by just, gathering or talking to people, and then you talk to other people about the people you've already talked about to learn about other people you can talk to, and it unlocks new quests. I don't know, maybe it can unlock new items. I'm still diving into it myself, but it looks like overall for a pacifist, even though a lot of it might be tied into combat, just like general questing might be, there's still lots of quests that you can do, such as finding lost cats or, gathering this or that, or maybe just learning about something. And you can do those. And then also you have the entire conversation mechanics to play with in terms of, I guess, like a role play game. All right, guys, but that is going to be it when it comes to playing BDO as a pacifist, or basically talking about the things that aren't just the general, what you already know of BDO. The game is a fantastic grind. There is like an infinite skill ceiling with the title here, and also it's just so freaking bombastic. It's just a gorgeous game that is so, like ridiculous in terms of being an action RPG. But being an MMORPG as a whole, there is so much more to it than just that I'm so glad that I was able to unravel here for you. I probably could make a video, really detailing all the little fun intricacies of just the life skilling, but even beyond that, even beyond the ecosystem of the gameplay and the economy, there is more to the game than just the gameplay, if that makes sense. I know it's weird, but MMOs aren't just games. They're living, breathing festivals, or they're more than just a product. They're even more than just a service. They're like living, breathing events. Yeah, there's just so much that you can do. I mean, if I had any suggestions, which I've seen in other games, I think BDO would be fantastic, especially since guilds are so big in this game. Guild, I guess, events, guild sort of team play meetups. A lot of workplaces do these, but I would suggest something like races actually would be really fun. Maybe hide and seek style games. I think BDO could be really great. You could create lots of little mini games within a game inside of BDO that just seems very out there and reverse. But when you actually get to play with the roleplay, exploring, server chat, game capture, house decoration, all the life skilling, and even just the character creator, between all of that, there is so much that you could do, that you could come up with in order to gamify elements of this game that aren't generally games. Anyways, guys, I don't mean to get hung up on definitions too much, but at the same time, a lot of people just don't know that these things exist. And hopefully you do now, and you can give BDO a chance. This was a sponsored video. Again, thank you so much for the opportunity to come up with such a weird video. And if you guys want to play and give it a shot, links in the description down below, and I highly suggest it. Thanks for watching, friends, family. My name's Skylent. Hope you guys have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.